absolutely. Sound bites is how David Brooks would like to talk about. Let's look at both the teams right now in the finals. Well, we've got some cracking head-to-head power play between Gill and Sudarshan taking on Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar. Satish, I'd like to ask you, we live in a strange world where everybody is called a content creator, but more importantly, we live in a strange world where the best bowler and the most successful bowler is perhaps one of the oldest fast ball bowler, and the orange cap holder is the youngest. A comparison between a 14-year-old and a 35-year-old bowler. Do you think it's exciting times, or you're still getting to see some nervousness around this
Sunil, before I start answering, I'll go back to 2001. I was covering a test match in Chennai, and the online writer or the journalist was not allowed because it's only the print media that had the value then.
Correct.
25 years down the line, things have changed, not just in creating the content, it's also creating the shots and the way you create the wickets. So that way, I would still say, as Shubman Gill has played it, there is always a room for specialists or the purists. You play the game properly the way it should be done, you will still have a place. Similarly, the journalists, if you have the content of what we are creating right now, you still have a value added to your content, you will still have a role to play. But having said that, Bhuvi is also a classical type. He doesn't do much. He doesn't do much fancy stuff. So if you are there, if you know your skills, if you know the basics right, and if you could play all three formats, you will still be relevant to the modern day game. That's what Bhuvneshwar Kumar has put it across. Just the way we are also relevant to the modern day world, creating stories and content, and of course podcasts. And then talk about Suryavanshi. Yes, while he is the new young generation, but this knock also he proved that he belongs to the classical mode where he could adapt to the conditions and alter his game accordingly. So there is no one size that fits all, Sunil. It's going to be the proper skills and adaptability to the conditions, to the situations, and what is required of you at that particular moment.
Well, absolutely. Tos Rizvi made a very important point, Satish, talking about how classical way is also there. He's adapted himself, but more importantly, in the power play, it is a very tight finish. One statistics I would like to put in: whenever Virat Kohli survives the power play, RCB goes and wins the match. Do you think power play is the name of the game, or is it out of the question, like toss the pitch and everything put together?
Not at all, not at all. It can't be out of the question. This is where the base is built. And Virat Kohli, it's one of the reasons why Virat Kohli opens the innings. I mean, you have never, hardly you have seen Virat Kohli batting somewhere at number 3 or number 4, like how he does for how he used to do for Team India. I mean, whether it's T20 cricket or ODI cricket, he would always bat at number 3. But here, RCB, he's got the control that, and the reason why he bats up there because it's comparatively, it's easier to score runs if you're a good timer of the ball. If you can find the gap easily, and if you can build those runs, because there is also pressure because a lot of Suryavanshis and the Shubman Gills and the Abhishek Sharma has built a kind of a reputation that you have to score 10 runs per over to have a good total, and Virat Kohli has lived up to that expectation. The way he's batting along with his partner, whether it's Phil Salt or maybe Venkatesh Iyer in the last couple of games. So somewhere or the other, Virat enjoys. I mean, unfortunately, he's not got the opportunity to bat up there in international cricket when it comes to T20s. But here, he's using his power as well as his skills to play in the power play and enjoy. I mean, it's fun to bat in up the order, yeah, because the fielder, even if you put the ball slightly up the fielder, it's definitely a boundary. I forget about sixes. Definitely, you can score as many boundaries as you can, because the kind of bats and the ball, the quality of balls, of course, the ability, the talent to put them over the fielder or through the gap. Virat Kohli is way ahead of a lot of players, and it's conventional play at the end. I mean, it's not just slogging.
Well, absolutely. Let this question go to the global honorary president of Virat Kohli Fan Association, Mr. David Brooks. David, you've got Shubman Gill, you've got Sai Sudarshan, you've got Josh Butler, and they face Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and little known, uh, you know, you have it on the screen. Is it Rasik Salam? Just take us through what is this the competition looks like, especially in a final situation where you've got three of these guys facing the RCB bowling attack. Your views.
Well, both teams have got excellent bowling attacks, haven't they? Yeah, Bouvet and Josh Hazelwood have proved their value. They bowl well in tandem, and they are right up there. But then also, the Titans have Rabada, so you've got very, very good bowlers on both sides. Jason Holder, we've already spoken about. I think when it comes to the key contest for me, it's in the batting because RCB, I think, have got greater depth and strength. Not so Kohli is quite capable of winning this match on his own. But if he doesn't come off, we've seen that different players put their hands up, and you've got Paddy does had an excellent tournament. Paddy Carl, big choice to make between Venkatesh Iyer and Phil Salt for RCB. I think they should go for Venkatesh Iyer. Actually, he hasn't done anything wrong, and he's demonstrated that he's a very able replacement. It's not easy to fly back to England and come back and perform. And Phil Salt hasn't had a great tournament. For me, RCB have a greater strength. One interesting stat, no less than 8 players have won Player of the Match awards for RCB. So it's been a real team effort. Different people come up to the table. GT are more reliant on the top 3. And for that reason, I think RCB have got the greater all-round strength. But these are the 2 teams I really wanted to see in the final. And we even thought it was possible after that first qualifier that GT lost. So here they are. And by some strange turn of events, we've got the Titans with home advantage. And that wasn't expected, although Toss informs me that the team only arrived late last night. So maybe that negates that particular aspect of their preparation today.
Well, absolutely. Satish, the team may have come the previous night. That's all right in today's context, considering that they used to travel and they used to practice everywhere. Well, the thing that we have on our screen right now is a very poignant figure, and that figure is of Virat Kohli. Experience meets firepower, and that's Rabada on your screen very soon. Kohli versus Rabada. That kind of tussle is something that we are looking forward to, doesn't it? Isn't it the hallmark of it? I guess.
Great. Yeah. They always had a little, of course, Virat is a guy who always likes these confrontations. And Rabada gives that firepower as well to have this high profile or a high intense confrontation. So, Nilan, it can't happen at a better place than a final of IPL 2026. So, it's a great contest to look at. And it's not just Rabada. If you look at, as we all spoke about, if Kohli survives the first 2 overs, and also you have another end, Siraj, whom he has played almost 4-5 seasons with him. And then comes Rashid Khan. So he enjoys this contest with Rashid Khan also. I remember seeing Kohli scoring his 100 against Afghanistan in Dubai. So these are Rabada is the pinnacle of the contest, but there are small other contests also which Kohli has got. And coming back to the greater point after what David said, I would also agree that RCB has got a bigger strength in batting, as well as the bowling is not as bad as Rajasthan Royals. So here, GT is going to have a difficult time, especially with the reliance on top 3 and the final coming in, the pressure of the final. So this is where I think, because RR was dependent solely on Jafra Archer as a bowler. Even Ravindra Jadeja was there, and last 2 years, even for CSK, Jadeja failed to perform as a bowler. So the bowling strength was lacking for RR in that match, qualifier 2. Whereas it's not going to be the same against RCB because they got some in-depth, almost 4 good bowlers, and 5th could be your Shepherd or somebody who could come and fill those 4 overs. So it's going to be a very difficult task, and coming in late to the they might not have reasons to say that as an excuse, but still I would say everything is pointing towards the RCB to have an encore in this.
Toss Rizvi, very quickly, middle over showdown. What you see on screen is Patidar's momentum versus Rashid's magic. Do you think the middle overs are equally important? Because in the front you have Rabada versus Virat Kohli, and their visual duel, the stare, the glances that happen between them is quite legendary. But when you look at Rashid Khan, he's got a point to prove. You said that the previous night as well. Your views?
Fortunately, Rashid is not in his peak form like how he used to be. The way he used to take those wickets, the way he used to dominate, trouble his opponents. Unfortunately, that's not happening. But still, he continues to be there, and there will be a threat because he's high. He's got a reputation. While Rajat Patidar coming up in the middle order, I mean, depends on the situation. If they get a poor start, Rajat Patidar will have a different role completely. While if they get a good start, of course, we know what Rajat Patidar can do. The other day, he dominated and showed exactly his skills in the qualifier one, that what he can do, and led uh, led as a captain the way how a captain should deal with those situations. And he's quite responsible enough. He's played a lot of cricket, but again, this contest between the two batters, somebody who's very aggressive, somebody who can hit the ball far and high, while against a bowler who is smart but not in form, that is going to be one good contest. But all depends on the situation. If they get a good start, Rajat Patidar will be as effective. While the situation
Well,
changes if they get a bad start.
Well, Rashid Patidar and you have Rashid Khan. A nice duel that happens between two of them. Well, again, we've got the dead over duel between RCB. And this question goes on to David Brooks. Tim David, Romario Shepherd versus Prasidh Krishna and Mohammad Siraj. Now, how would you like to, articulate and contextualize this battle between the two, the bat and the ball?
Well, I think actually, although a West Indies fan, I have to say Romario Shepherd's the weak link, in the bowling attack. His one or two overs usually go for plenty of runs. He's useful for his tail end hitting in that middle order. Tim David has been a bit inconsistent, hasn't he? He hasn't shown much the last few innings. We know what he's capable of, rapid acceleration, but I don't expect them to be reliant on that. I think the big occasion will bring out the best in this top order who've been in excellent form. If Virat Kohli doesn't get you, I think Patidar or Padikkal will. The top order has been exceptional for RCB, and I think will be the key factor today. One man could stand in the way, maybe Shubman Gill with his class that we've been talking about. He's also capable. Josh Butler has hit some form latterly, and if he gets a good start to build on, could also be a key player today. But for reasons that I've said, I think the depth of RCB just gives them the edge today.
Absolutely.